So in this screencast, we're just going to look at another project that manipulates arrays. So we're going to create a project, and in that project, we're going to, on button A pressed, access the data at a specific index of the array. When the B button is pressed, we're going to change the value at a specific index of the array. And finally, when the A and B buttons are pressed together, we're going to add the first two values in an array and display the output. So we're creating a new project here. And at the start, we are going to create an array. So I'm just going to create a numeric array, and I'm going to give it the values 4 and 9. I'm going to create 5 different indices here. 5 different values we're storing in the array. 4, 9, 3, 7, and finally 6. So when the A button is pressed, we are going to just display the number that is at index 2 of the array. So if I go to basic and show number, and then if I go to arrays, and you get list get value at, so I can just pull that out and drop it in there. And if I say 2, so on start it's going to set up the array, and then if I press A, it's just going to show 3, which is the value at index 2. If I change the index to 4, it should show me the 6. So again, I'm just going to click the A button and it should show 6, which it does. If I put in index 0, it should show me the 4 when I press A. So that's just very simply just looking at accessing the value within an array. When the B button is pressed, I'm just going to put across on button A pressed and make it on button B pressed. And this time, what I want to do, so if I go to arrays, I want to set the value at a particular value, at a particular index to something. So I'm going to change 3. So every time I press the B button, I'm going to add 5 to the value at index 2 here. So here I'm setting value at index 2. Now what I need to do is I need to go back into the array, and I need to get that value at index 2, and I need to add 5 to it. So I'm going to have to go to the math function, and I'm going to go here. So that's just, I'm just going to pick the plus here. So I'm going to add in list get value at index 2. Just drop that in there, and then I add 5 to it. So here we're getting the value at index 2, we're adding 5 to it, and then we're putting it back into that index again. So if I press B here, so now it should have added 5 to that, so that should now be 8. If I change the index up here to 2 and press the A button, it's showing me 3. If I press B again, now it's showing 8. Press B again, now it's showing 13. Press B again, and it's showing 18. So the reason it showed the 3 the first time round was because when I made a change, it reset it back again, and I just needed to go back and start it again. So if you're in any doubt, just restart the simulator and start again. So again, if I just restart it now, so it should be back to 4, 9, 3, 7, and 6. If I press the A button, it shows that the value at index 2 is 3. If I press the B button, it should now add 5 to it. So that should show me an 8. Add the B, press the B again, it adds 5 again, and that shows 13. So that's just setting the value of an array and doing it through coding. And then the final thing I want to do is look at on the A and B buttons pressed together. So when I have the A and B button pressed together, I'm going to create a variable called total. And I'm going to set the total to. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to go back into arrays, and I'm going to get the value. So I'm going to set the total to the values at index 3 and index 4. And actually I just need to bring across a plus here again because I want to add the two of them together. So I'm getting the value at index 3 just pull that back over here. So I'm getting the value at index 3 of the list, and to that I want to add the value at index 4 of the list. So let's just go back and see what those values are. So remember at the start, I'll just make this a little bit smaller so you can see it. So at the start, I set up my array to have 4, 9, 3, 7 and 6. So at index 3 is 7, at index 4 is 6. So when I add the two of them together, I should get 13. Now I want to just show that number total, just to make sure. So show number, go back to variables and find total. So now when I press the A plus B button together, it should show me 13. If I change the indices here, and if I say it's 0 plus 4, then it should show me 10. So if I come out of that, click A plus B, it's now showing me 10. If I say 0 and 2, it should show me 7 as my total. So that little project is just showing you a little bit more about arrays and just how you can manipulate them in different ways. So hopefully it should help you.